We're here in Southwest Florida and we're going to check out Fort Myers, Florida for the day. Hey everyone, Scott the Scott Man and welcome. It is great to be here in the nice warm weather. It's a nice little getaway from the cold winters of Michigan. So I figure let's go ahead and spend a day down here in Fort Myers and I'll show you some cool things you could do in one day here in Fort Myers. Located about 2 hours south of Tampa, Florida, along I-75, Fort Myers is a spectacular destination to travel to in the southern part of Florida. The downtown area is absolutely beautiful, where you have a lot of great shops and restaurants. In fact, many people have been coming down to Fort Myers for many, many years. In fact, as we'll see later in this video, Thomas Edison and Henry Ford loved this area so much, they even bought winter estates here to escape the brutal cold weather up in Michigan. After all, that's why I am down here. But yeah, so anyway, so we're just walking around this beautiful downtown area, just admiring all the beautiful architecture, and it's just really nice just to walk around and enjoy the vibes here. All right, so I really enjoyed my walk around downtown. We'll be back in there in a little bit to get some lunch, but there's some more sites we gotta check out first. So over here, right behind us, this is the Burroughs Home and Gardens. This beautiful mansion was built back in 1901 in the Georgian Revival style. This mansion is a great representation of how life looked in the late 19th century, early 20th century in Fort Myers, and also goes into the life of the Burroughs family. They even had some high-profile guests come to this mansion too, like Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, Charles Lindbergh, etc. And what's really cool too is you can also do tours inside. All right, so we're gonna head over to the waterfront and check out some sights along the water. Looks like there's some type of a flea market going on outside today, so I'll have to check it out really quick while we're walking through the waterfront. That was a pretty cool market, I have to say. I didn't expect to see that today, but it's like there's a cool thing about exploring different cities or towns that you never know when you come into a city or town if something's going on. All right, so we're gonna continue that way. We're gonna head, under the Highway 41 bridge over to Centennial Park. Except this is Centennial Park, as you just saw. Got a nice big playground over here. There's also a nice little short walk along the water, although it looks like, for what I could tell, you can't really get too far down it or anything, but still a nice little small park just outside of downtown. All right, after doing all this walking, I am working up an appetite, so I'm gonna go get some lunch right in downtown Fort Myers. All right, back in downtown Fort Myers and found the place to get some lunch. I heard about this place online and I've heard it's absolutely fantastic. This is Ford's Garage. This place opened up in 2012 here in Fort Myers, and it's even spread out to several, or probably more than several locations throughout parts of the United States. There's even a couple locations up in Michigan now, like in Novi and Dearborn. But this is where it started. So what's cool about Ford's Garage is you got a lot of cool things relating to Ford here. Because after all, Henry Ford did have a summer home down here along with Thomas Edison. So it's a little patronage to the area where I'm from in Southeast Michigan. All right, let's go across and hopefully get a spot outside. All right, so I got a table outside and just gotta love the views from out here. You can see the the main parts of Front Street, or not Front Street, but First Street over here. And of course, feel the nice breeze. This is a fantastic spot. Gotta make sure some things don't blow away now. But anyway, so I had to get one of their signature burgers. So I got the Ford signature burger. Lots of sharp cheddar with bacon, red onion, barbecue sauce. It also comes with a side of seasoned fries too, or the Ford's fries, and fries are really good. All right, so this burger is really packed full here. And it's made with half-pound Angus beef burgers, so I'm sure this is gonna be really good. It's one heck of a burger. Cooked perfectly, coated in cheese, very flavorful. Definitely one of the better burgers I've had. These are fantastic. That burger was fantastic. It was even better than the burger I had in Bryan, Texas a month and a half ago when I went down to Texas recently. What's really cool is that, as I was saying, they got locations in other states too. It's like I normally don't go to chain restaurants. It's not really a true chain or anything. But I had to go here because I heard how great it was, and also trying to wiggle through here, but also the Ford's garage originated here at that location here in Fort Myers. I might have to try the one or one of the two up in Michigan at some point since it's close to home. All right, so there's a few other cool spots we're gonna check out here in Fort Myers. You have to get out of the downtown area. And we've made over to the Edison and Ford Estates. This is just a little bit to the west of downtown Fort Myers, and this is where Thomas Alva Edison and Henry Ford had summer homes, because it was a great way to escape the colder weather of the northern part of the United States. Welcome to the Edison and Ford Winter Estates. So we're going to explore the beautiful complex, and in front of us, that is the Edison house, which the Edisons purchased back in 1885. And right next to it, we have the Edison guest house. In the complex, you can also find Edison's study, as well as the caretaker's house. There's even a very historic pool here on this site. As I was saying earlier, Henry Ford even bought an estate too, back in 1916. This is where Henry Ford and Clara Ford spent their time. And you can even see some old Model Ts inside the garage. It's located right along the water, and you feel like you're in a tropical paradise. Okay, now it's time to head out of the city, check out some cool sights. And we're just to the northeast of Fort Myers, maybe about like 15 minutes of a drive northeast out of Fort Myers, over the other side of I-75, and this is Manatee Park. During the winter months, from like late December until February, you might be able to see some manatees hanging out in the waters over here. So since it's the middle of February, I think we might just get lucky. Unfortunately, I didn't see any manatees, and I don't think anybody else has. And I think even heard some words too from some of the kayakers that they weren't even seeing any in the water over there too. Because what's cool about Manatee Park is that you can also rent a kayak and you could go kayaking and you can see some manatees that way. But I've been hearing that the water temperatures out in the Gulf are a little warm right now, so they may not necessarily be swimming over here at this park. But not only that too, but it's pretty windy today, so it's kind of hard to see in the water. But regardless, it's absolutely beautiful here. Nice little park. Absolutely free to check out, although you have to pay for parking. I think it's like $1 or $2 an hour. I did get to see a bird here though, so got to see some kind of wildlife. All right, so there's another little park area I'm gonna check out here in the Fort Myers area, so let's head over. All right, and we've made it over to the 6 Mile Cypress Slough Preserve. This is a beautiful wetland, over 3,500 acres, where you can see a lot of cool wildlife, anything from alligators to turtles, even birds. So it'll be really cool to check out. We'll have to see if we find anything in there. The boardwalk's about 1.2 miles long, so let's go explore. That was really cool. Got to see some cool wildlife too. Got to see a baby alligator, a couple turtles, some ducks. Very peaceful in here. It's like you can see all kinds of cool wildlife in here. All right, so before we conclude today's video here in Fort Myers, we're gonna go get some seafood for dinner. So let's get back in the car. All right, so we've made it over to Pinchers and we're gonna stop here to get some dinner, get some nice seafood. We're pretty close to where the Edison Ford Winter Estates are, so that's pretty cool. All right, let's go in. All right, so I got a table outside and I got a spectacular view. Like you got indoor dining over there, and of course you got an outdoor patio here. And if you're lucky like I am, you can eat outside, you can see the water just right out there. Looks fantastic. All right, so they have a lot of great seafood here, even some fish which are caught or freshly caught in the morning. So like one example, of course, is a classic Floridian fish, the grouper. So I got one of their specials today. This is a stuffed blackened grouper. So it's grouper stuffed with like blue crab and coated with Alfredo sauce. And I got two sides. Got fresh green beans and garlic mashed potatoes. I was having some of the green beans off camera. These are really good. Very fresh. They taste really good too. And the garlic mashed potatoes, I like to have some of the skins in them too. Rich and creamy, absolutely delicious. All right, now looking forward to trying this stuffed grouper here. Wow. Very fresh fish, cooked perfectly. And that Alfredo sauce with cheese, like, wow. I'm so glad the server talked me into this. I was gonna just get a regular blackened grouper, but I'm glad I got the stuffed kind. This is fantastic. What a great way to conclude my day here in Fort Myers. Fort Myers is about a little over 2 hours to the south of Tampa, Florida, and it's a great place to spend a day or an entire weekend. But yeah, these are some of the cool things you can do in Fort Myers, Florida in one day. If I had more time, I'd love to go over to the Sanibel Island and check out like the beaches over there, but there's always next time. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy this meal in peace off camera with this beautiful view, and we're getting ready to conclude the video here. So I hope you enjoyed this video here in Fort Myers, Florida. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to click that like button. Don't forget to click that subscribe button so that way you don't miss out on any future adventures. Well, thank you for watching, and this is Scott, or the Scott Man, signing out from Fort Myers, Florida.